Hello and welcome to the theater. My name is Karina Batchelor and I am the dramaturg here at GableStage. Today we gather to celebrate the life and legacy of a true giant in American theater, August Wilson. During this talk, we will explore the remarkable journey of a literary luminary, a man whose words continue to resonate and inspire. August Wilson stands as a true theater pioneer. His work broke new ground, championing the African American experience in a way that had never been seen before. His powerful narratives, captivating characters, and poignant storytelling transformed American theater, earning him numerous awards and accolades, including 2 Pulitzer Prizes, several New York Drama Critics Circle Awards for Best Play, a Tony, and a Peabody, to name a few. Through and through, he was unafraid to confront the stark realities of race, identity, and history. And through his work, he reshaped the landscape of American drama. August Wilson once said, "Confront the dark parts of yourself and work to banish them with illumination and forgiveness. Your willingness to wrestle with demons will cause your angels to sing." I believe this quote encapsulates his belief in the power of storytelling. Wilson's biography is a testament to resilience and determination. Frederick August Kittle was born in Pittsburgh's Hill District in 1945 to a white German father and an African American mother. He was raised in a single-parent household by his mother, Daisy Wilson. It wasn't until the early 1970s that he adopted his mother's surname, Wilson. August Wilson was an extremely gifted child, yet his educational experience was tarnished by racial discrimination, prompting him to switch schools 3 times. Eventually, he abandoned his formal education and dropped out of school after a false accusation of plagiarism by a teacher. However, Wilson took it upon himself to continue learning both by dedicating extensive hours to self-study at the Carnegie Library of Pittsburgh, where he received an honorary high school diploma later in life, and by exploring the vibrant streets of the Hill District. He also spent a year in the Army and after his military service took on a variety of unconventional jobs. On the left is a picture of then-known Frederick August Kittle. On the right is his mother, Daisy Wilson, and at the bottom is the Carnegie Library of Pittsburgh. Before Wilson was a playwright, he was a poet. He was a big fan of Dylan Thomas and John Berryman. He found his artistic home in the 1960s when he became a part of the Center Avenue Poets Theater Workshop, a collective of writers and artists. Collaborating with fellow members like Rob Penny, Wilson co-founded the Black Horizon Theater in 1968. This community theater group was deeply rooted in African American culture and showcased both classic pieces from the Black literary canon and fresh works from emerging African American writers. It marked Wilson's initial foray into the world of theater. In 1978, Wilson relocated to St. Paul, Minnesota, and joined the Penumbra Theater Company. His debut production at Penumbra was a play adapted from his poetic cycle, Black Bart and the Sacred Hills. On the left is an exterior picture of Penumbra Theater Company, and on the right is an interior picture of its theater. In the middle is a picture of August Wilson along with P. Williams, Rob Penny, Misha Bartum, and Nick Flerney. It was in Minnesota where Wilson started shifting his creative focus to playwriting, crafting notable works like Jitney in 1979 and Ma Rainey's Black Bottom in 1982. These plays marked the inception of what would become the epic Pittsburgh Cycle, a collection of 10 plays, each situated in a distinct decade of the 20th century. Wilson remarked, "In the Hill District, I was surrounded by all this highly charged, poetic vernacular, which was so intertwined with everyday life that I didn't fully grasp its significance. But upon moving to St. Paul and suddenly finding myself removed from that environment and language, I began to hear it anew and recognize its inherent value." The Hill District, nestled in the heart of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, was more than just a location. It was a living, breathing character in August Wilson's works. Often referred to as the crossroads of the world, the Hill District earned this title due to its unique position as a dynamic hub of African American culture, arts, and commerce during the 20th century. Here is a 1902 postcard of Pittsburgh with downtown and the Hill District, the Allegheny River on the left and the Monongahela River on the right. In the early 20th century, the Hill District became a haven for African Americans migrating from the South during the Great Migration. They brought with them a rich tapestry of traditions, music, and cuisine that blended with the existing cultural diversity of the neighborhood, including Italian, Jewish, and Eastern European communities. On the right is a picture of James Earl Jones, the legendary actor renowned for his iconic voice. He experienced a unique and challenging childhood during the Great Migration. He developed a severe stutter that rendered him a selective mute for nearly 8 years. And it was only through his discovery of the world of acting and the guidance of a high school teacher that Jones began to find his voice and ultimately became one of the most distinguished and resonant voices in the history of American cinema and theater. Notably, Jones played the role of Troy Maxon in the original Broadway production of August Wilson's Fences in 1987. His portrayal of Troy Maxon earned him critical acclaim and a Tony Award for Best Actor in a Play. At the heart of this vibrant community was a bustling cultural scene that helped define the African American experience. The sounds of saxophones and piano riffs filled the streets as the Hill District's groundbreaking jazz musicians captivated audiences with their soulful melodies. Iconic venues like the Crawford Grill and the Hill City Club hosted legendary musicians, including Duke Ellington, Ella Fitzgerald, and Louis Armstrong. Wilson once remarked, "The Hill District, in addition to being a cultural center for Black life, became the center of a universe. Within the city, it was the central neighborhood where everything happened." On the top left, we have the Hill District in the 1950s. In the center, advertisements from the Pittsburgh Post-Gazette featuring Miles Davis and Chet Baker. And on the right is the interior of the historic Crawford Grill No. 2. Specific streets like Bedford Avenue and hubs like Pat's Place and Eddie's Restaurant played a critical part in August's life and his plays. In John Lahr's brilliant New Yorker piece about August Wilson, he notes, "Pat's Place became Wilson's Oxford, and its garrulous denizens walking history books. Wilson calls them his tutors." His plays were a tribute to the resilience, joy, and struggles of the African American community in Pittsburgh. The Hill District not only shaped his storytelling, but also served as a testament to the richness of African American culture. Wilson stated, "I left Pittsburgh, but Pittsburgh never left me. I have a fierce affection for the Hill District and the people who raised me, who have sanctioned my life and ultimately provided it with meaning." On the left is Wilson's historic home at Bedford Avenue. In the center is the Oyster House, which is mentioned in How I Learned What I Learned. It was also, interestingly, a stop on the Underground Railroad. And on the right is Pat's Place. Despite its vibrant culture and sense of community, the Hill District faced its share of challenges. Urban renewal projects that emerged in the mid-20th century brought about significant changes to the neighborhood's landscape. While these projects aimed to improve the city, they often resulted in the destruction of homes, businesses, and the displacement of residents. In Radio Golf, the final installment in Wilson's 10-play cycle, Wilson focuses on the gentrification and redevelopment of the Hill District. The play, which takes place in the 1990s, delves into the conflicts and tensions that arise as the characters grapple with the changing landscape of their neighborhood, highlighting issues related to race, history, and urban development. On the left is signage that reads, "No redevelopment beyond this point." And on the right is the Lower Hill District in a before and after picture after one of the touted major improvements, the Civic Arena. August Wilson's magnum opus, The Century Cycle, or also known as the Pittsburgh Cycle, consists of 10 plays set in each decade of the 20th century. Each play portrays the African American experience with unparalleled depth and authenticity. From Ma Rainey's Black Bottom to Radio Golf, Wilson's cycle is a journey through time, capturing the essence of each era and providing a panoramic view of African American life and history. I'd like to highlight two of those plays. Fences is a powerful play that delves into the complexities of family, race, and personal aspirations in 1950s America. The central character, Troy Maxson, is a former Negro League baseball player grappling with unfulfilled dreams and the racial tensions of the era. The title itself holds symbolic weight, representing the emotional and physical barriers characters build around themselves. Wilson's mastery of dialogue, capturing the nuances of everyday life, brings the characters to life. In 1987, Fences won the Pulitzer Prize. In 2016, Fences was adapted into a highly acclaimed film starring Denzel Washington and Viola Davis, who won an Academy Award for her performance. Ma Rainey's Black Bottom is a groundbreaking play by August Wilson that delves into the world of African American music in the 1920s. It's the only play in the cycle that's not set in Pittsburgh. Instead, it's set in a recording studio in Chicago. The play explores themes of race, exploitation, and the power dynamics within the music industry. The title character, Ma Rainey, was a real-life historical figure, often referred to as the Mother of the Blues. The play's title also refers to a popular dance of the time. Ma Rainey's Black Bottom has been widely praised for its powerful storytelling and social commentary, and it remains a significant work in American theater, shedding light on the struggles and aspirations of Black artists in the early 20th century. The play was adapted into a highly acclaimed Netflix film starring Viola Davis and Chadwick Boseman in his final role before his untimely death, and it brought renewed attention to August Wilson's enduring relevance and importance. Music plays a significant and multifaceted role in August Wilson's plays, contributing to the richness and depth of his storytelling. The blues were particularly important to Wilson, who said, "I think the blues is the best literature that we as Blacks have created since we've been here. And it's a lot of philosophical ideas. I call it our sacred book." So what I've attempted to do is mine that field, to mine those cultural ideas and attitudes, and give them to my characters. In his powerful speech to the Theater Communications Group, TCG, in 1996, titled "The Ground on Which I Stand," August Wilson passionately championed the importance of African American artists embracing their cultural heritage. He urged them to demand their rightful place in the American theater, highlighting the need for authentic storytelling that reflects the diverse tapestry of America. His speech ignited a vital conversation about representation and diversity in the theater, leaving an enduring impact on the industry. Both How I Learned What I Learned and The Ground on Which I Stand share common themes of cultural heritage, authenticity, and the importance of African American voices in the theater, making them complementary pieces that provide a deeper understanding of August Wilson's legacy. Here is his closing remark from the talk. "I believe in the American theater. I believe in its power to inform about the human condition. I believe in its power to heal, to hold the mirror, as it were, up to nature, to the truths we uncover, to the truths we wrestle from uncertain and sometimes unyielding realities. All of art is a search for ways of being, of living life more fully." How I Learned What I Learned marked August Wilson's first foray into acting. In this one-person show, he offered audiences an intimate glimpse into his own life and experiences. It premiered at Seattle Repertory Theater in Seattle, Washington in May 2003, directed by Todd Kreidler, who is standing next to August Wilson in the left picture. The play received critical acclaim for its intimate portrayal of Wilson's life and storytelling prowess. Tragically, 2 years after the play's premiere, August Wilson passed away from liver cancer in 2005, leaving behind a poignant legacy that endures through his profound body of work. A decade later, How I Learned What I Learned had its New York premiere with Signature Theater in November 2013 with Ruben Santiago Hudson, a longtime collaborator of August Wilson's, playing the eponymous character, pictured here on the right. After its Broadway run, the play continued to be performed in various theaters across the United States. Different actors, including Eugene Lee, have taken on the role of August Wilson. The play enjoyed a revival earlier this year at Seattle Repertory Theater, 20 years after its premiere, pictured here. August Wilson's life and work are a testament to the transformative power of storytelling. His experiences in the Hill District, his dedication to the Century Cycle, and his impassioned advocacy for African American artists continue to inspire and shape American theater today. As we honor his memory, we are reminded of the profound impact of one man's commitment to illuminating the human experience through the stage. Let us carry forth his legacy, ensuring that his words, characters, and stories continue to resonate and sing in the hearts and minds of generations to come. Thank you for joining me on this journey through the world of August Wilson. I hope you enjoy the show.